Welcome to the Magic of You video 4. This is infinite oneness that is moving more into the forefront of this divine transmission. The Golden Stargate, Isis, Melchizedek, Thoth, Saint Germain, and the divine feminine energies, as well as the Council of Light, are also moving to the forefront of this divine transmission. We are gathering momentum in this 6-day Unity Consciousness event. Momentum in which you access more of who it is that you are, more of who it is that you are. This is a process of becoming current vibrationally with who you've become, as well as becoming vibrationally current with what's possible now that the energy has shifted. And this is something that we see is really available to you that you may not realize is available to you. That the vibration of the planet has changed. The vibration of the multiverse has changed. And as such, that's like changing the rules of a game. And now in the new rules, new things are possible. Yet there isn't the total awareness of recognizing that now things are possible. It's like, let's say you're playing poker and you're playing a 5-card stud. And in that game, the way that you'd been playing it for years, every card was face value. A jack was a jack, a 2 was a 2, an 8 was an 8, and so on. And yet then, a new dealer comes in with a new set of rules and says that these 5 cards, whatever they are, one-eyed jacks or 5s, are whatever the cards are, that they become wild, meaning you can assign a value to them. So if you have that 5 that's a wild card and you need an ace in order to have your full house, you can say, okay, this 5 is now an ace. And then that really changes the game. And so let's say you had in your hand 5 of these wild cards, and you're still playing under the old principles that each one has their face value. But really, if you had all 5 wild cards, then you could make 5 aces. You could make any hand that you wanted. But it's like you're sitting there, you have the infinite possibilities in your hand, and yet you're still playing from the old rules, which is that everything is at face value. So that's why transformational alchemy, vibrational alignment, conscious evolution through energy, through attention, through your personal growth, through your spiritual evolution has such a potency now. We know you've been up to it for a while, even if you don't realize that you have been. But now it's like it's got traction. It's got momentum. It's possible. And it's like placing your attention on your energy and your consciousness on a regular basis. That's why we have the consistency of these 6 days. That's why there's a year and a day video course, Toast Magic Academy, to have that consistency, to put your vibrational attention on your consciousness, on your energy, because that is it has infinite potential. So our subject today, which we've been leading into, is actualization. Activating your capacity to create. Remembering your capacity to create. Actualization is the process of bringing something from one vibrational energy density into another vibrational energy density. It's what you often call manifestation. It's your capacity to create something in a tangible way in your world. Even though the energy is tangible, actualization, bring something into fruition, embody something. And so we mean this in the way that you probably took it when you read it, if you read it, or when we said it, that you have the capacity to create. You are a creator being. And so as you activate your capacity to actualize, then you could bring those experiences that you want into your life more fluidly and more consciously and with greater ease. So you can actualize greater health. You can actualize deeper relationships. You can actualize the full expression of your purpose. You can actualize enhanced financial abundance. You can actualize a deep sense of self-love. You can actualize a new home. You can actualize a new car. You can whatever those things are. You can manifest. You can bring things into form. That's also thinking about magic. Why magic? Well, it seems magical to pull a rabbit out of the hat, and so it can be magical to bring something from air, from energy, from akasha, from spirit into form, even though form is energy as well. And so we mean that, and we're going to support you in remembering your capacity to create by offering you a potent transmission. Yet what we also mean is your capacity to embody, your capacity to actualize your energy nature, your divine nature, your consciousness here in this lifetime, in this incarnation, in your daily experience, because that is now available to you. The game has changed. When you were born, it was a time of separation consciousness, which meant you were separate from your energy body. You were separate from your ka body. You were separate from your potency, from source consciousness, from the energy of you. And it's not that you were separate. It's more that it was in a dimension, because you've always been whole. It doesn't matter what game has been played. You've always been whole. But the sensation when you were born was that there was a sense of separation, that you couldn't access the magic of all that there was. It's like standing outside of a grocery store that's locked, and inside the grocery store are thousands and thousands of ingredients, and you want to create a recipe. You want to create your favorite meal, or invite people over and have a magical evening together through this meal. Yet the door's locked. It's all there. It's always been there, but you're on the other side of the door. So that's really what we mean by separation. Unity consciousness is not that which wasn't there now becomes there. It's that which you weren't realizing was always there, you now realize that there is that capacity to be in multiple dimensions at once, to be in your multidimensionality, to be in the wholeness of you, to be resourced, to have access to your light body, to have access to your energy body, to have access to your intuition, to have access to your divine guidance, to have access to the potency of your magical signature energy, of your unique vibration. So as we are saying that there were these tools that really weren't very effective at one point, and now they are. The game's changed. You can really apply these vibrations in ways that create amazing results. And as we mentioned, you can actualize something in physical form, create something, yet it's also about the embodiment of your wholeness. Because that longing that you have, that sometimes you project onto the sensation, well, when you experience X, Y, and Z, then you'll be happy. Once you have $1 million, once you have the love of your life, once you're living in the right place, once you have the ideal career, then you'll be happy. That sensation of something, manifesting something in your life, and then that external result, have that creating an internal sensation. Well, then you feel good or you feel whole. That sense of lack really comes from the inside out, and comes from a sense of feeling separate from the wholeness of you, from your soul, from your unique essence, from your source consciousness. And so in these transmissions, as well as in the Magic Academy, we focus a lot on the internal experience, the internal vibration, because you can experience joy now. Joy exists in this moment. Abundance exists in each moment. And when there's that sense of being in a state of wholeness already, being in a state of abundance already, then your external life also changes. So that's one of the wild cards, the capacities that you have, is to really embody your full, awake, realized self. And then through that embodiment, there's infinite possibilities. So as we move into this initiation, this empowerment, this transfer of energy to reactivate your awareness of being a creator being, and we could speak really a lot about this, yet we want to get really into the energy of it, the energy exchange of it, the experience of it for you. That as you are really tapping into that impulse of creation and the vibration of being a creator, someone that can actualize something into physical form, we've placed that on the step of your magical signature energy. That what you actualize is yours, nothing more and nothing less. And when you're in that sensation of being in right relationship with your fulfillment and your vibrational wholeness, then there's a deep level of contentment, of awareness, and it's not like this insatiable hunger, this insatiable lack that then motivates you to try to fill it with all these external things. And that sometimes what you're going after isn't really uniquely you or yours. That some of the goals that you may have created from separation consciousness. And as you created them from separation consciousness, there was a sense of survival, a sense of lack, a sense of something's missing. I've got to fill this. 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 And then what do you fill it with? Well, then you fill it with the things that everybody says that you should have. And so we also would invite you to reevaluate what it is that you are choosing to actualize and to create in your life, and to have it be really from that sensation of your wholeness. And then you don't need to create an entire buffet that could feed 5,000 people for lunch today, because you could only eat lunch today. So what we're saying with that is that sometimes the sensation that you're behind, that something needs to be fixed, that something's wrong, that's really an echo of separation consciousness. And that you're not enough, and that you need to prove that this thriving, striving, struggling more, all of that, it really can be circumvented by coming back to your awareness that all is well and you are all, to your awareness of your innate capacity to create. If you are a magician and you knew that anytime you needed something you could create it in the instant, then there wouldn't be that sense of having to actualize the whole buffet for lunch. There would be that sense of resting in the awareness that you have the capacity to create. And you can create with ease because you know how to embody. And we love this because we promised you that we wouldn't hold back, and we promised you that we wouldn't treat this as an introductory series. And we're really going into so many deep awarenesses of unity consciousness in this laser-like way. And so your capacity to embody also has to do with you saying yes to life and you saying yes to being here. You're here, be here. You're on the earth plane, be on the earth plane. You have a body, be in your body. You are source consciousness. Be the embodiment of source consciousness. Be the expression of the divine spark of creation. And we know that we also are really focusing a lot on your wholeness, on embodying your soul, being a light being the brilliance of you. And we also want to say that it's natural, in case you're experiencing this, that as you are raising your vibration, as you're evolving your consciousness, that which is moving more slowly comes to the surface. Those vibrations that had been separate, they get called back into the wholeness, to be included into the wholeness, and then they become rocket fuel. So there's nothing wrong with struggle, with separation consciousness, with fear, with worry, with lack, with all those things. And there's nothing wrong with you if you feel as if you're in the most evolved consciousness that you've ever experienced, and then the next day you've tumbled into the deepest, slowest vibration that you've ever experienced. Because it's all energy, and you can use that energy to be fuel for your unity consciousness experience, for your evolution in consciousness. That's why unity consciousness has been placed on the paradigm of separation consciousness. Separation consciousness created energy. Just like there's that awareness that in order to light a fire, there has to be that spark of the light, but then also that which is going to burn. We call it rocket fuel because it's like that much combustible, catalytic energy that just can really launch yourself and your energy. So we are ready to begin this empowerment of actualization and activating your capacity to create more consciously in the form of a meditation. We've already begun. So as you're ready to, we invite you to close your eyes and go within. And as you close your eyes, look down towards your heart, down towards your feet, and feel the energy downwards, like a waterfall going from your head to your feet. Perhaps you inhale and then exhale down toward your feet. Good. Now bring your awareness to your sacrum, the bottom of your spine, and find a master cell in your sacrum. A master cell is like a hologram. It has everything within it to create the wholeness of all that there is. So connect to this master cell. And then drop down into this cell, in through the plasma or the liquid of the cell, past the mitochondria of the cell, allowing yourself to deepen as you dive down into the nucleus of the cell, into the DNA of the cell, going even deeper until you are at the subatomic level of the cell, where there's only light, there's only love. This space of infinite possibilities. Steep in these energies. Feel yourself gathering that rocket fuel. Perhaps gathering past disappointments where you tried to manifest something and it didn't work. You tried to actualize something and it didn't work. You tried to say, this 5 isn't a 5, it's an ace. And the rules of the game weren't there yet. You're gathering the wood of separation consciousness to be that spark of creation, to be that energy, that rocket fuel. Now bring your awareness, while you're still at this subatomic level, you're still connected to all that there is, that you're bringing your awareness up to the DNA of the cell. You're bringing your awareness up into the DNA of the cell, the library of your being. And that in the DNA of the cell, that's related to the akashic records, all the records of your experiences are stored. Have a sense that you're meeting your inner librarian. And that perhaps Thoth is there to greet you at the level of your DNA and your akashic records. And that your guide has been gathering these records in your DNA that relate to the times that you wanted to manifest something and you weren't able to. All the proof that you have that you can't actualize, that you're not a creator. And then you're invited to love all those experiences, to pour love, the light of love, to transmute and alchemize those energies. And now direct your higher self and your guide to activate at the level of your DNA and your akashic records your capacity to actualize energy into form, your capacity to manifest, to create. And also to create from the inside out, in alignment with who it is that you are, in alignment with who it is that you are, in alignment with who it is that you are, the magic of you, capacity to create from the inside out. That energy, that light, that love. Now we'll move into some minutes of silence as you bask in this impulse of creation, as you bask in your awakening capacity to create. And as you're basking in this field of infinite possibilities, having access to the impulse of creation, we invite you to allow into your awareness that which you'd like to actualize from the inside out. Allow your inner awareness, your signature energy, to inform you of what it is that you would choose to create. And then ask the part of you that knows how to be the vibration and consciousness of the Creator, to create this, to actualize this, to bring this into form, calling upon the support of your divine team of light beings. And then for the fun of it, imagine that you have this 3D printer, and that you're putting the divine blueprint of what it is that you're choosing to create, a picture of this 3D printer. The 3D printer takes that picture and then prints it into 3 dimensions. It brings it into physical form. So have a sense that you're putting this choice on this 3D printer, and you're pressing print, you're pressing create. And just as a 3D printer takes the time that it takes, have a sense that this has put this creation into motion, to be brought into actualization with ease and grace. And it's not a matter of time that decides when a creation comes into form. It is a matter of energy. It is a matter of consciousness. And light being embodied is also what indicates when something comes into form. So have a sense that as we've been focusing on the energy of creation, that you have embodied even more your light as a creator being. Knowing that the rocket fuel has been added to this creation matrix. And as you're ready to gently bring your awareness up from the subatomic level into the DNA, noticing the DNA and the akashic records having been activated, the alchemy of bringing forward the old for rocket fuel of the new, thanking your guide, bringing your awareness back up into the plasma of the cell, to the cellular membrane, up through the sacrum, to rest in your heart, sealing this initiation with the energy of appreciation from your heart, as we're appreciating you for being a part of this magic series. Perhaps you're appreciating us for playing in this way. And then just take a few swallows. Again, bringing the energy down, even while you're coming up into your waking awareness. And then as you're ready to bring yourself fully back, perhaps wiggling your toes and your fingers, and fully opening your eyes. Now, we would invite you to really have the awareness that you have this team of light beings. Video 1. You've activated your capacity to choose. You are the magic of you, your signature energy, the movement of it, the luminosity of it, the clarity of it. And now, with your capacity to choose, you've chosen to activate your capacity to create. So there is this building, this momentum that we've been speaking about that is launching the energy into unity consciousness. So we look forward to continuing this conversation. All is well, and you are all